Welcome to the Game Pass review, where I talk about a game in Game Pass so you can find out if it's worth your time. Scarlet Nexus, an action JRPG by Bandai Namco, is one of those RPGs that quite heavily flew under the radar. And I probably would have skipped it myself if it wasn't for Game Pass, but I'm glad I ended up playing it anyway. Without spoiling the plot, Scarlet Nexus puts you in the shoes of one of two soldiers that protect the people on Earth. These Scarlet Guardians have special powers. The people you can play as in the game both have the power of telekinesis. The main plot has you defeat an evil, of course. It includes a little bit of time traveling, and thanks to that time travel, there are quite a few good plot twists. Obviously, not saying too much, as I don't want to spoil the story if you do intend to play it. The story is divided in two arcs that start at the same with the initial attack on the city and the training missions, but take their separate ways rather early on, depending on the character that you pick to play as, that being either Yuito or Kasane. My first playthrough, I played as Yuito and thought, well, this is obviously the main story, and Kasane's is a bonus story or a B story. Then when I did played my second playthrough as Kasane, I realized that both stories are really on par. One side of the story is just as good as the other, and for that I applaud the scriptwriters. It's not an easy thing to do, and they've nailed it. One thing that makes a story are the party characters, who are incredibly relatable. You get a guy who's insecure about his body, constantly training. You have a shy girl who struggles to make friends. Someone who pushes everyone away because he's afraid to let people close. And bonding with these characters, there's definitely one of them that you can relate to, as there are 12, if I remember correctly. These bonding side missions are very well written and have a great contrast to the very mysterious main story. The more you find out about the world, the more you realize how these powers have affected your friends, your party members, your family, and just the people of the world in general. And it's all just more excellent writing. As I've said, Scarlet Nexus is a action JRPG, and while the combat is quite basic at first, once you unlock more powers of your party members and unlock more abilities in the skill trees, you'll keep getting more tools to get cool combos in combat. And once you reach the end of the game, you'll face a wild variety of enemies with an even more varied arsenal of powers and combos, which is really cool as well. When it comes to the story, the only thing I can and will fault is how the origin of these aliens are made clear. It is explained how these enemies have come to exist, but not why. But that's just really just nitpicking. One thing great about Scarlet Nexus as an RPG is that it doesn't overstay its welcome. One of the two stories is around 25 hours, another 25 for the second playthrough, and around 15 more to grind out the enemies needed for the final achievements, as this is not a hard completion at all if that's something you care about. It will take 65 hours, at most 90 hours, if you really take your time to go for absolutely everything, which for an RPG are insanely low numbers. Overall, if you like character lore, action gameplay, and a tiny bit of mystery in your story-heavy RPGs, then Scarlet Nexus is definitely the game for you. Now make sure to like, subscribe, and drop your thoughts down below, and of course, thank you for watching.